What's up, guys?
Welcome to the Strategy Vault. I'm Felix.
I'm Gio.
In every episode, we break down the strategies for major wins, bold ideas, and lasting growth.
It's Tuesday and we're all about getting things done. So let's dive into deeper habits and systems that fuel real progress. So grab a notepad
Grab your coffee.
and let's
Let's crack
crack
open
open the
vault.
vault.
Keep on missing on that one, huh? The
I
last,
don't
the
know.
last.
I think it's because our things are not synced up. Let's try it again, okay? At the count of three, and then we say it, okay? Three, two, one, and
Let's
let's
crack open
crack
the vault.
open the vault.
It's because you say and I say let's crack open the
Okay,
vault.
so 3, 2, 1.
And
Let's.
let's crack.
Mais non.
Non, nous autres, on est vraiment une usine de bloopers, bro. C'est
Yeah,
vraiment
we literally are, bro. We have so much content for bloopers. Let me lower these lights over. My eyes are burning. Everything's good. Everything's good for Felix, bro. I didn't even ask you, man. Where are my manners? I didn't even ask you how are you? How was your day? How was work? How's the
very
family?
good. Very good, George.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm happy to hear that.
You?
Man, can't complain, man. Can't complain. I'm excited to get started again, man, and start ripping the sales, man. I kind of miss it a bit, you know.
Yeah, long vacation station this year.
Yeah.
And with Mr. Trump here, we don't know if for some people, sadly, the vacation might prolong a little bit. And hopefully it won't, and that's why we're here. It's more important. It's more important than ever to find new ways to be different, to hit different, to punch harder, to attack while people are contracting, and that's why we're here, George. And the purpose of today's episode, we're exploring how the unnatural planning model often lead, and by unnatural planning model we're going to talk more about it, but sometimes by unnatural we mean
Like I think whiteboard. I think like
yeah,
whiteboard and like writing down stuff like
is
in an office.
unnatural.
I feel like that's the natural way, right? And you're working in a company, you guys are gathering around the table.
And it's funny that you say it's the natural. It's funny that you say that it's the natural way to do things, because that's the on the human side of things, and that's how they explain it in the GTD book. Is actually the unnatural way to do things, because for
that
your
is the
brain,
unnatural.
yes, the board room with everybody sitting down is actually the unnatural way. Yes, that's
okay.
you basically described it.
I had it twisted in my head. I was thinking reverse. I was thinking the reverse way.
But you're not the only one.
I was thinking that this is why in society standards that it's called the natural way, because like people just people go to work with their team and they gather together. But I'm happy that that's not the natural way, because I agree with that. The natural way. The natural way is when you're not stressed, and in my view, a natural way of having creative ideas is, for example, being in the shower. For me, that's a natural way of generating ideas. Like, just to give you one example, right? It's like, because it's in a moment, you're in a moment of peace, and you're in a moment of tranquility, and you're not stressed. You're in a moment of not stress, and that's when the creativity really flows, right?
So how do you create that? Because you basically, bro, you describe the whole, and it's fascinating because you described the whole thing in like one sentence. You said, yeah, when you're in the boardroom and you have people like on the whiteboard asking everyone who's got an idea. That's actually something that you would want to reverse if you want to have a creative pattern in your business. And we'll talk about it. Before we start, George, I want to take some time to mention our sponsor.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you could help me with what to click here. We're gonna go with Uninet first, George.
Go for. I let you do it. I let you do it. You know how to do it. You got this. Unless you want me to do
Jordan.
it, but you got it. There you go.
I get it, my friend. So Uninet, our maintenance sponsor for this podcast, it's a quick shout out we're trying to do. If you're running a business and want to keep things spotless without worrying about it, these are the folks to call. They are all about reliability and making sure everything runs smoothly. Trust me, they get it done. Oh, and here's I want to tell all our viewers about the cool part. Once we hit 100 subscribers on the Strategy Vault channel, on the Strategy Vault YouTube channel, we're starting weekly giveaways sponsored by Uninet. They're going to be
Let's go.
gifts for our viewers,
Yes.
George. And it's just a little way to say thanks for all the support and all the viewers that we've been gaining since the beginning of this podcast and the beginning of this channel. Since you guys have been there since it's been 80 episodes, George. It goes so fast. If you haven't yet, go subscribe to the Strategy Vault podcast channel on YouTube as fast as you can, and we'll let you know as soon as we hit 100 subscribers how this is going to work. But I'm excited. I'm thrilled.
So yeah, let me jump into the next one, Phil. So about the unnatural planning model, because I find it super interesting, and I think a lot of people could relate to this because we've all experienced that kind of like boardroom meetings with your team, getting like asking like getting asked from your management or your team like ideas on how to get how to do it better, and it's a stressful environment. It's not a fun environment, generally speaking. And I find that there's no purpose behind it. You're just there because you need to be there, because like you're paid to be there, and you're just there to like help the company with their vision. But the individual person doesn't really have like a stake or a purpose, and they're generating ideas for somebody else's vision. So that's what I gather for me, that's unnatural. When you talk about unnatural planning model, you're asking me for ideas about somebody else's vision, somebody else's purpose. How can I give you
in an hour, in a 1 hour or 2 hour time frame? Like, what did you guys get from last week?
And it may be bias on my part, Fel. It may be bias on my part. I don't know. I don't know if other people could come in and comment, but I'm just that individual that, if I'm working for a company, like when I used to work at the bank and like, okay, I enjoyed going to those meetings, but like, what are my incentives to like give good ideas? Not that I want to be that guy, like not wanting to give good ideas, but it's just like, it's like when it's your own stuff, when it's your own baby, it's your purpose, right?
But at the same time, like if you create that good culture inside of your business, like, one thing that I remember of these whiteboard meetings, George, was there was always that one or two persons. These were always the one who were like used to be creative in these whiteboard meetings, but the rest of us, we were all like
I never went prepared. I don't know about you. Did you ever go prepared to one of those meetings?
We never had time.
We should have been prepared.
But
like it didn't really interest me much to like. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, but you said it. Like you said it before. You said if you like the best ideas are in the shower, and I feel like you're right. I've had very good ideas about my work, about my daughter's plans, about a bunch of things in the shower, how to fix my things. So like people got it confused. Like
when you're watching TV, does it happen? You're just watching TV and you just think of a sick idea.
Bro, yesterday I was watching Red Bull TV.
That's so ADD, bro.
Crazy stuff. I was watching Red Bull TV yesterday, watching a thing about this guy who created his business, creating parks, bike parks and snowboard parks. And he had these 3D models and all that stuff. Of course, I had a bunch of ideas. I was writing down stuff, but you need to have that it's a simpler process than you think. You need to have simpler processes in place for these guys to pump ideas and not like have these like very squared
Creative constipation. What do you want to call
creative
it?
constipation. I
It's blocked.
love the word. Yeah.
You love the word
Yeah.
constipation, huh? You're
You
dealing with
all,
some constipation. No, I'm just, I was gonna
no, but
say.
you're always gonna have in those meetings like Steve, who's always having like, yeah, if I have an idea, I speak to clients, and because he's speaking to clients and he's on the field, Steve always have the good ideas. So everybody's just listening to Steve or waiting for Steve to say something. That's the worst. So when you have that one guy who has good ideas for like one or two,
But
three meetings,
you know what,
everybody's
man?
just listening to him.
Because you mentioned culture, and like I kind of want to take back a bit of what I said, because like when you have a good idea, it's fun to contribute that good idea, even if it's not your vision or your purpose. When you have a good idea here that it's there, and you want to share it, because it's kind of nice to see your idea come to life, even if you're working in a company. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
trying
then
to
it
say?
comes to like it all comes to like self-esteem and like what is a good idea, what is a bad idea, and they talk about this in the book. What is why good ideas can be bad and why bad ideas can be good. Why good ideas can be bad. Good ideas, when pushed by always the same people, the same persons, could be blinders for your business. And you could just, and I've been there, like I've been there a lot. You know that, George, when I've been pushing like phone systems, like AI phones. I've tried it all. I've spent I've spent money on phone AI phone systems this year. It's crazy. And I was trying to push it. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's AI. We need to be ahead of the time and blah, 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 blah. And then like we just spent time on something that was actually like create, like you said it, creative constipation. We stayed stuck, and our regular phone system was allowing more regular ideas to come in. Now it was all stuck on like AI. Yeah, this AI stuff, and like this AI
Mhm.
stuff is not there yet. And since it's not connected to everything, you need to wait a little bit for it to like really, and I don't want to get into that too much, but like good ideas sometimes could be really a blindfold for a bunch of people in your business, and they could be counterproductive. I see it all the time. I've seen it, but I have also been like a victim out of it. Um, and that's it. I feel like the natural way is finding ideas in your shower, and the unnatural
Yeah.
for
Is
human beings, it's unnatural
for
to
human
sit
beings,
down.
yes, exactly. If we're talking human beings, I don't think it's natural to be sitting down. First of all, for us to be sitting down all this time, our back, like our body, like our spine is not, like our body is not meant to be sitting down. Like think about it. You have an organization, you have a group of, imagine you have like, I'll just give you a random crazy example. Imagine you're not, you have an office space and you have employees. Imagine if you have a room, it's called, you call it the creative room, and you have like little treadmills. You know what a treadmill is? Like where you
Oh,
walk on a treadmill.
way. I've
Imagine you
seen that.
imagine it's a company culture. Okay, all the employees have to go on top of the treadmill and walk, put it at speed number 3, whatever. And you're having a meeting while
Okay.
walking.
I would see problems, like, but I'm just like devil's advocate there. I would see
No,
people like
I
being
just
like,
give
I
a
don't want to go on
random
a treadmill. I
I just
understand,
give
but
a random example. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
saying like that's what, like it's something like unique, and it's like it's more natural for a human to be like standing up and
But I like
walking or
going
doing,
out. I like going out walking and just in nature,
or
and I
that. That's
find
a great
ideas.
idea. So
I go out, bro.
you make it a thing, like a group activity. The whole
You
office
remember at
leaves and goes for a
CPS
walk.
when you and
You go
me,
to the
I
park. You go to the park. Go to the park, and you're having your meeting at the park. Okay, guys, we want to have new ideas, fresh ideas. How
good
can we
idea.
increase sales? You know what I mean? You're in like a peaceful environment.
Yeah, let's
So
just go
like,
out. Let's just like close the phones and let's just go out. We should have done that way more when we were working in call centers, because these call centers are so like confined and like,
yeah,
how could you at some point that it was good to be able to vent, that just a vent, not on break, just like I
yeah.
remember, I don't want to name the name of the business, but they recognize, if they're there, they recognize themselves, they could come and say, hey, I know myself, I know I was there. There was this I don't know if you worked with us, Jordan, at that time. There was this rooftop place where we could just
Yeah,
go
yeah,
out and vent,
yeah.
and
I
they were
passed
just
by it.
allowing us to go out and just
Yeah,
take not 20 minutes, 30, just like a quick 5 minutes, because you always had like these people smoking cigarettes, right? I was not smoking. I just go out, vent.
That's nice, bro. That's
They
nice. A
even
little
allowed
five
me
minutes
having my
changes.
garden outside at
That's
some point.
cool.
I had my little garden with plants. I was taking care of my
That's
plants,
nice.
watering my plants, going back to calls. That
Yeah,
helps so
that
much,
helps a
creating an
lot. It helps a
environment
lot.
of
Yeah,
like
yeah. They
productivity
get
and
it. They get it. Honestly, in a way, they get it. Moving on, Fel. Moving on to,
yeah.
I want to just mention a quick shout out to Stratégie Conseil. They've been absolute lifesavers for so many businesses that I know. Whether it's sorting out financing or helping you rethink your strategy, they're like the business partner you didn't know you needed. If you're looking to take your business to the next level, check out stratégieconseil.ca. You'll see what I mean. I have a little visual over here for Stratégie Conseil. Let me pull it up here. Looks like I need your help now. But yeah, I mean,
Oh,
looks
it's
like
very
I need
nice.
it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I love it.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. So that's Stratégie Conseil. Give them a call.
Um,
So I think
but
it's
moving on.
yeah.
Yes.
No, sorry. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I was just I think we skipped a few things, but it's fine. No, we didn't. Okay. So yes.
Yes, I
Uh
am. Yes,
yes, I
I
am
am.
recovering. I am recovering my notes. I am there. But a lot of innovations started with bad ideas. And we were talking about good ideas a little earlier, how good ideas, like good people in your business, good
But bro, like
willing people.
define a good idea. Define what's a good idea, what's a bad idea.
Okay, so by good idea, I mean what you think now is a good idea, or inside a meeting, or inside your boardroom, or inside your group, or whatever.
But does what I think actually constitute a good idea or a bad idea?
It's you at the time. Right now,
Is
you
it
might.
subjective or can we
It
measure
is
it?
very subjective. It is very subjective. It's impossible to measure it. As a consultant,
Hmm.
I
Is it?
was I was. It's impossible. Like it depends. It depends of your industry. It depends of a bunch of things. We're talking in general, good ideas, bad ideas. Um, I
Okay.
was,
So
and the reason
as it
why I say
translates to
that.
sales, sales, for example, I have a good idea to help you. Well, I have an idea, sorry, to help you increase sales. Can we
Mhm.
measure it if the idea brings in more sales? Now, can we say that it's a good idea? And if it doesn't
Okay,
bring in more sales, can we say it's a bad idea? Because now we could
so
quantify it.
interesting. So it depends. It all depends on the angle on which you're looking at it, because your accountant will tell you bad idea, don't invest, and your mom might say something else, and your investors might tell you no, go for it, we need to take risks, and like it's a whole world.
So at the end of the day, it's the
it's a mosaic.
outcome. So at the end of the day, it's the outcome that'll decide if it's a good idea or not.
It's
Because if you
always the
lose
outcome.
money on the investment, can you just say there and say like, "Hey, it was a bad idea. We lost money,"
So
or can you say, "Yeah,
I've
sorry."
took decisions in the past, in all my ventures, that could be considered bad ideas. I've took them, and I've talked about them. You know, the phone systems. I invested in phones, AI phone systems too early, and we changed everything. We had to go back to our old system. I feel like good ideas, they might sound like very, very obvious and no brainers at the time that you're taking them, but later on they will define bad as you learn, as you go. So but was that bad or was that good? It's what you take from it. So the phone systems, now I've learned a lot more about AI phone systems. I know a lot more things. It
Look,
was a bad idea, but now I have the
did you learn
knowledge.
something? Did you learn something that was worth making that mistake?
That's
So
the question you
it's
need to
a
ask
good
yourself.
idea, like in my view, okay? A good idea and a bad idea is related to the outcome of what you expect from it. So, for example, if my goal, okay, I see a girl that I like, I'm single, I see that girl over there, and I think about it, some kind of clever pickup like line to go to go, and so I go chat with the girl, and I say my pickup line, and it doesn't work, and she looks at me weird, and she walks away. Was that phrase a good idea or a bad idea?
Oh,
Bro, you could argue both. It was a bad
man.
idea because it didn't work.
Man,
Maybe I
man.
was a little too aggressive, but maybe it put me one step closer to getting on the next one for it to work because I learned something. So, was it a bad idea? It's when you really get down to it, bro. It's like you can look at it. It depends how you look at it. You're honestly, you're right, bro. You're absolutely right.
Bro, it's these guys that you're talking, like, if you're out there going to the club a lot and you're like, I'm not clubbing a lot, but these guys that got very good at dating or chatting, or they've hit it like 100 times, and they got rejected maybe 90 times, and then
Mhm.
they got to go again, and they got good at it. So I feel like, in my in terms of bad ideas, like, many
Okay, look.
innovations
Can,
many
can we
no
can
many
we both
innovations started off as bad ideas. Let me tell. Let me finish. No, but many things, many projects um, started off as bad ideas, and Steve Jobs knows a whole chapter about that. They started a lot of projects that
Yeah, but
ended up not.
those were necessary. Those were necessary to get where you needed to go, right? So
So that's what
um,
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I just want to say because I think you'll be able to agree with me on this point. I think you'll be able to agree if you make the same mistake twice, that's bad.
Yeah.
Making
Okay.
this making the mistake one time is necessary to learning, but if you make the same mistake twice, then you just wasted time and you wasted whatever resources, money, whatever was at stake.
So
Like,
let me ask you a very good question here.
sure, I'll tell you if it's a good question.
How could you counterintuitively break that, like early break that cycle of, like, taking risks and or major leaps or whatever to try out stuff, and then they break you to learn something. I've realized that the bad ideas generators, and I could be one of them sometimes when I talk about HR. I'm like, hey, why can't we do stuff like that? I have bad ideas in HR, bro. Like, I'm not a good HR person in the business. I have people for that. Thank God, because if it was all me, sometimes I would be too rude or too soft. It's either too rude or too soft in my case in HR. So I always have bad HR ideas, but they bring up something. They always bring up something. They have, like, people around me have to talk about why they did something. And first, I learned because I've came up with that bad idea, that bad HR. Yeah, let's tell the employees that from now on, this. No, you can't do that. Why? Because the government. Okay, so now I have learned first, and now these guys know that. Okay, with this guy, we need safeguards because this guy, he might do this or he might do that. And it's very good. It's very good for your business. You need bad ideas as much as you need good ones.
So sometimes you just need more data or refined vision to shine.
You need balance in ideas. You
Sharing and
can't just
exploring
have,
the
like,
ideas in a structured environment can lead to breakthroughs, like you said. Like you said about Steve Jobs, like
yeah, innovate,
they
like
started off
innovation.
because they just kind of lead, like just actions in general just lead to more actions, right? It's like when you're starting a business or when you're starting a new venture or whatever, and you don't know where to start. It's just do something. It's because it's gonna open up it's like it opens up another door behind it to like it opens up another kind of action, So like whenever you're stuck and you don't know what to do, I just do anything. Well, not anything. Obviously, it's got to like relate to the project. It's
Mhm.
got to
No,
relate.
no,
It's
no,
got to
no,
be
no. I
something.
understand. I understand.
But like, and all the time, it opens up a door behind.
Yeah, you
So
just you just start, like, opening up, like, the file, I would say. And,
yeah,
like, me, George. You know how hard it is sometimes for me to, like, just listen to other people's ideas, because sometimes I'm so, like, I know, like, I'm dead focused. I have, like, this tunnel vision about how I
yeah,
want things, and, like, this is very good for the most part. to have like a very good vision about your things. But this could be very bad, like in a team situation where you have
Yeah,
people also like trying to like push on their like their vision. Also, they're just trying to like you can't just have yes mans around you like saying, "Hey, yeah, go for it, Felix. Yes,
yeah,
sir. You have good ideas. Let's push. Let's push. Yes,
yeah,
LFG, bro." Like you can't just have that around you. You need some people who are who are going to be challenging you on your
yeah.
best and your worst
Look,
ideas.
it's gotta the ego has to be out of the
Oh my
equation.
god.
As soon as you take the ego out of the equation, and it's not a fight or an argument of my idea, your idea. We're both focusing on the same common goal, our
Cannot.
outcome. We both want the same outcome. So how can we compromise? How can we get together and compromise? Okay, let's try out my idea. Let's
Mm,
measure it, and let's make the data be the deciding factor on which idea we put forward.
yeah, I like
That's the
that.
only.
Let's
That's how
try
you
out.
quantify it. That's how you
Let's
quantify. Like
try out for like 10
you
days.
like for example, you and I, if we're debating on whose idea is better, we both like our egos. Oh, mine's better. No, mine's better. And then we pull out a graph. Okay, here's the graph. Here's the numbers. The numbers are saying this. Can you really argue against that after? For me, that's the only way to
Yeah,
quantify something.
you need data driven like decision that like your decisions needs to be you can't just like brush off someone's idea just because they're new, just because they just came on the team. Just I've had people new on the team who've had past complementary experiences that were so valuable, right? Like right on the they were on the footstep, like ils commençaient là, ils venaient de commencer the first day. And we were yeah, we never thought about that. Yeah, and you need to like be able to be that flexible to implement those ideas like quick, just like for like you said, just for a short amount of time. Like okay, we let's try it out. We could try that out. Not all the time, not, but you need to be able to have that like flexibility. I like that. I love it actually. Like
Yeah,
we need more of that, definitely, bro.
yeah.
um I
It,
think why
the
we
moment you stop viewing it as like, oh, it's a contest to like, the moment you stop viewing it as a contest and the ego is out of the equation, that's when magic happens.
But why is the ego in like
It's
we
a
both
human thing.
work?
It's human nature for conquest. We always want to conquer everything. It's in our nature, and it's like we have to bypass that. It's
No, but
something that you have.
corporate will always wants you to like market something fast and market something like good right away. They like, yes, you're right. It's a human thing, but it's also like a corporate thing because they're forcing you to like find these good ideas right away. And we're always gonna like highlight someone who's like always all the time getting those good ideas. Oh, let's thank you, Stephen, for you know your contribution to the team for this
Yeah.
good idea. Like you can't have that. All ideas might have something that's like productive and helping. So you can't just have like always the same people, the same team lead producing all the good
No,
ideas in your team.
you know what? I was thinking. It's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. A company should implement this. Should like ask for opinions of their team and purposely look for a good idea that somebody brought forward and purposely implement it and purposely like reward them for it in front of all the other teams. What does that do?
I
That
like the
like
purposely.
yeah, you're highlighting them in front of the people. So now all of a sudden the team sees that okay, the ideas that we put forward are, if they're good ideas, they're going to actually be implemented.
Showcase, like highlight the process. Like aren't they were asking at in school when we were kids to like to show not démarche. How do you say démarche, bro? Like the when
Like the
we,
process.
the whole process of your calculation. You can just like say, oh
Oh
yeah,
yes, yes, yes,
that's the
yes, yes.
result.
Of course, you
You
have to
have
show
to like
carry the
describe,
one.
bro. Like this is so like understate, like under you know what I mean. Like we need to showcase a lot more of people like thought process and how they yes
How did you
failed
get
on
to that idea? How did you think about that? I
you
like that. I
know.
like that example because it's normal that your teacher would want you to show the work because if not, you could just take a calculator and just
I just love to showcase like creative ideas
Well,
from
well,
my
because
team.
but A fell because then you could replicate it. You kind of have a formula there. You're like, okay, how did I get to this? How did I get to this result? Let's reverse it backwards, and then you kind of
Yeah.
have like this formula. Okay, like let's apply this now to future ideas or future things.
Yeah, because these ideas came from recurrent problems, right? Like they always came from something. You're not always there. You're not always sitting down next to your employees. You're not always like they have the best ideas. They like I've had thousands of proofs of that. Like they have the field quick fix to like I was busting sometimes traveling with my car trying to fix things across cities, and people that were just there, they just needed a phone call. Hey, you should have called. I've had that so many times, especially in the cleaning business, George. You have no idea. People telling me, hey, you should have called me because we have this store in town that provides the same exact. You don't have to go across. You don't have to. And now I developed like another way of asking questions before I go out, before we do quotes, before
Mm.
I ask the good questions. I just filter out before, because the good ideas might just be sitting there, you know. um so why do we skip the steps? Sometimes we pressure too much our people. We pressure to get the good, like the good out of people, while you should just like
Yeah,
be more
sometimes it just needs
attentive.
to be like it needs to be refined. Sometimes like the idea is not clear. So maybe instead of like just shutting it down, try to understand it fully. Ask questions, like you said.
Yeah,
Ask
ask
questions.
questions, ask
Ask
more
questions. Try
questions.
try to make sure, because the mind is very powerful. Like you might think that what the person is saying, like, oh, what is this? I'm not gonna say idiot, but like, oh, what's this person saying? Like, makes no sense. Maybe it makes no sense to you, but maybe there's something in there that's actually really a really good idea.
And this was actually this is why we're here every night. This whole podcast thing, when we started, I don't know if you remember, but of course you remember. We started this thing because this is on this like environment where our ideas are flowing. Like when we were just like chilling on Discord, it was just like flowing. And
You know, because we
my
were both
my
in a comfortable state. We were both in like a kind of
phone's
like a
not
comfortable.
ringing. It's annoying at some point. You're like, yeah, I'm not working, but I have my best work ideas outside of work. How? So if you take that little time, like we're doing, it's 30 minutes now. We're 33 minutes in. Like, okay, we've had a little preparation, of course, but we got used to it. This is part of my routine now. This is like a muscle that I flexed 80 times. We're at our episode 80. It's a muscle that I flexed 80 times, 80
Mhm.
days. And now this is just part of my routine, and we talk, we get creative ideas out of 30. I juice up 30 minutes, and tomorrow sometime I'm gonna tell you, George, my days, the day after this podcast where we just like brainstorm these little things, I sleep on it and it
And then
just
the ideas
sticks.
come to you. Yeah,
Yeah, it sticks.
that's how it
It's
is.
crazy. It's crazy. So let's just move on to our next commercial segment real quick, because you know what I love after a busy day, George?
Of course, I do.
Crazy day like right now. Man, a place that feels like home but serves food way better than I could ever make. I don't cook, my wife does, but this is really close to it. So that's why I keep going back to a Quinto restaurant. Their Portuguese grilled dishes, unmatched. So if you're in Montreal, please don't get me started on their wines, because they have, I think they have private import wines. Anyways,
Oh, dude,
uh,
even the beer is imported, man. Like last
even
time I
the
went there,
beer is imported.
I had a super bock beer at Aquinta. Super bock. I live in Portugal, right? I moved to Portugal. That's a Portuguese beer. This is the beer you drink in
Seriously,
Portugal, and they have it there. I went by. He's like, "You want a beer?" I'm like, "Sure." I go in. The guy pops me a super. I'm like, "How do you have super bock beer?" So yeah, this guy, I don't know
seriously.
where he gets his, but he gets it freshly. Everything freshly imported directly from Portugal. This guy's Rick's the man, honestly.
If you're in Montreal, guys, you need to check it out. You've got to check at 1851 Ontario Street East, or just hit up akinta.ca and thank me later. alligator.
Speaking of which, we
All
should go
right.
watch a game this week, and let me know on Thursday if you're free. We can go.
100%. 100%. So see you tomorrow, guys. Keep going on your projects and trying to like brainstorm differently. Try to use your brain differently. Like go for a walk, man. Like
Some solid
unplug.
advice.
Unplug. You won't find it on TikTok. So like just unplug it. Even if they're still having is TikTok staying? Who cares? Just delete the app. Try it for your own good.
Yeah, some solid advice there, my friend. Guys, thanks for tuning in to Getting Tuesday Done on this Tuesday afternoon. If these insights resonated with you, hit like, leave a comment, subscribe, and let us know about the bad ideas that turned out amazing in your projects. So thank you very, very much, guys. Comment, like, you know the drill.
And see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. We see you tomorrow same time, a little earlier.
Wednesday.
Winners Wednesdays.
Winners Wednesday.
All right. Ciao, guys.
Hey, one thing's for sure is there's some ideas flowing right now in my brain.
Yeah, me too, bro.
All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good night.
Gotta go.